I used to think creativity was for art and the artists alike. The Picassos, the Rembrandts, the Da Vincis of the world. People born with that spark. The dictionary says creativity is the use of imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. But that definition left me with more questions than answers. What about people who don't make art? What about those who never picked up a paintbrush and felt at home? Was creativity something you either had or you didn't? What if I experimented with something that's always called to me, even if I never thought it counted? I don't know why, but I've always loved collages, but I never thought of them as real art, or at least not in the way museums or masterclasses do. Lately, though, I've been rethinking all of that. And animation? That's always felt like a different league entirely, something professionals do, people with the right tools, the right training. But what if I combine the two? What if I explore creativity by making a collage animation from start to finish, using something I've always loved but never really fully considered real art? What if I used it to tell a story, not a perfect one, but an honest one? Would that count as creativity too? So I start with the handy-dandy internet. I'm looking at collage after collage. I'm trying to figure out how people are putting these things together. What makes a good one? What makes a weird one? Or at least, weird to me. What do I actually like? What don't I like? I scroll through social media, even old accounts that haven't been touched for years. And okay, this isn't my first rodeo. I've made a paper collage and a digital static collage before. It's been a while, but love is still there. It's like building a visual language. Now it's time to dig deeper into the rabbit hole of others' collage animations. Some feel like dreams, others like controlled chaos. I'm inspired, but can I even pull this off? I've never animated a thing in my life. Still images, sure, but making them move, that's a whole new world. So I do what I always do when I feel a little lost. I look for a guide. Something to help me bridge the gap between I have no idea what I'm doing and wait, I love this. And that's actually why I decided to partner with Skillshare for this creative pursuit. I find a class that's perfect for where I'm at. Mastering Special Effects and Animation with Canva by Greg Radcliffe. Greg walks through how to add motion and texture using tools I already use, which makes this whole thing feel a lot less intimidating. If you've never heard of it, Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of classes on creative topics from animation, illustration, to storytelling, writing, design, and so much more. I don't need a full animation degree. I just need a few steps to get me started. So if there's a creative skill you've been curious about or a project you've been putting off because you don't know where to start, this is your sign. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or the QR code on screen will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. And thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. My plan is to keep the collage animation short, 30 seconds to 1 minute. I want every frame to be rich with feeling, a blend of real-world textures and digital layers. Lots of color and smooth transitions, but nothing too flashy. But something's missing. I don't have much of a story to tell, or any personal inspiration to pull from. I've learned long ago, the best stories come from experiences, so I need to step out and touch grass for a bit. Using my camera, I take pictures of whatever stops me. I don't know what I'll use, but we don't always have to start with the story. Sometimes we step outside and let the story find us. Visiting Houston, my place of birth and childhood, always shakes something loose in me. I don't know if it's the heat or just the shift in scenery. Every time I leave the walls I see every day, it's like my brain finally stretches out again. Some people might think it's a bit much, taking a trip just to feel something. But to me, staying still too long starts to feel like an echo chamber. And isn't that how it always is with ideas that seem too much at first? People said that about the iPhone, about Spotify, about impressionist painters who decided light could be seen in color. Sometimes movement is the method, and sometimes a crazy idea is just the start of something honest. The more I've been working on this project, the more I've been thinking about what creativity really is. I don't think it's just tied to art. I mean, in the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth, there wasn't a paintbrush, pencil, or camera involved. It started with an idea, a vision, turning nothing into something. That's what creativity is. When an entrepreneur builds a business from the ground up, whether it scales or not, a parent finding a fun way to get their kid to eat vegetables. When a new solution comes from nothing but a need and a little imagination, that's creativity too. Even the smallest things. Combining two foods no one else would dare put together. Rigging a stack of books to hold your phone up just right when you don't have a tripod. Finding out how to stretch a tight budget and still make things feel good, still creativity. And sometimes it's personal. Throwing on clothes in a way that breaks a rule but somehow just works. Thrifting a piece of furniture and making it feel like it's always belonged in your space, or telling someone you love them in a way only you would think to do. That's creativity too. It's not just paint and performance, it's not always polished or planned. Creativity is just paying attention. And this collage, it's what happens when you finally do.
Mm-hmm.